You'll be all right.
And I do apologize. Over the last few months, the game's quality is kind of just, in my opinion, has gone downhill. And that's because I'm struggling with this campaign, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to re-excite it for me. Um, the biggest thing that kind of like put a damper on this campaign is, like I've said many times, it went in a completely different direction than I planned, and I planned so much for a certain style game, and it went out the window, and that is a lot of it to do with my presentation of a sandbox style game like this. I put too many theme park elements in it. And then that took away from the sandbox of it and the building of the kingdoms, and the um but so I'm trying to find a way. Like I've completely let go of so many NPCs and then haven't brought them back into the limelight like they should have been. There's an antagonist that should have come back, but everything just kind of went chaotic in a not so fun way for me, and I'm trying to piece it together so we can finish this campaign. But I do apologize for the quality of it going downhill, at least in my opinion, because of it. But I'm trying because I love you fuckers, and want you all to have fun with your game.
All right.
But yes, so who all you got? Your three animal lords. Who else is in this? Of course, the player characters.
We also have the champion, the giant tree Trent champion of Melora. You're talking, you're muted, Derek.
Nope. I'm not talking. I am finding a token for him real quick to put on this.
And then we have the dwarf. The origin dwarf.
Was he coming or was he I thought he was doing something else. Sorry.
To the best of my knowledge, he isn't doing anything else.
He was making the oh yeah. I thought you had him and dude's brother working on something so you could harvest a fang.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if we actually gave them the order. I had my brother putzing on that, but
okay.
If they were working on it together, that's up to them. But I had my brother.
I could be remembering that wrong, so that's why I was wondering clarification, because I thought he was doing something.
The only one that I know that's for sure doing something was Little Jumba.
Yes.
But yeah, the mixing of the two metals was me saying that's what my brother was doing. Now you can have him work with the dwarf. He might have actually done that already. I asked him to see if you could take a look.
Well, if y'all want to go in as an army, or something that does not give you a penalty if you're going to go in as a group, a squad is 10 individuals, and that is the challenge of the basically the squad. So y'all are level 14. If you have a total of 10 people of level 14, you would be a challenge or an army rating of 14.
And it's
So
just your
how it goes
average
down,
level is has to be 14.
Yeah, we'll do that with health as well. If you go in as a group, just average it out. So this is how. Let me bring this up real quick. Battle phases for simple combat. So phase 1 is tactical phase. The GM decides battlefield modifiers apply to the battle. The commanders each select a tactic their respective armies will use during the battle. Range phase, an army with the ability to make range attacks. You make range attack, you need to be within a hex of each other. And then you have your melee phase. And then during the melee phase, you can set a strategy. On the first melee phase, the commander selects a strategy from one of the 5 options. Basically, are you fighting defensive, cautious, standard, aggressive, reckless? Once on each of the melee phases preceding it, you can shift the strategy 1 track. So if you started out as standard, which gives you 0 to your defensive value or 0 to your offensive maneuvers, you could, push it to aggressive, which would give you -2 to your defensive values and +2 to your offensive maneuvering and increased damage. So, like during your melee phase, you change your strategy. As far as tactics go, and they are in handouts, because we haven't, delved into this before, you all are high enough. You can choose the tactic for your army. However, this is where I need to know if you all are grouping together, splitting apart, or whatnot, because of your army special abilities. Now, if you're sticking together, basically you would look at the list of army special abilities and you would choose everything. You would make a cheat sheet, which you already have an army handout, army stats.
We're doing the simple mass combat, correct?
Correct. The armor special abilities are in the creating an army. If you're going in as a group, forming as an army, basically y'all would look through that list right there and pick out the things that represent what your characters contribute, and that would add to the final total of your squad or your patrol, or however many people you bring together into the marching formation. Otherwise, if you're going in as an army of 1, you would have to go through this and pick the things that fit your character. This was supposed to be done months ago when we first started, but again, so much of it derailed. But this is also the only way to really handle this, as there is an obscene amount of enemy units. So mass combat is how, because I really do not want to go through personal combat with, thousands of individuals.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to do some math here.
Okadogi.
You mean you don't want to take a year, Derek?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Is your brother participating?
Mine?
Yes.
He would be level 12.
Is your brother participating? Could you keep him out of it from a role-playing standpoint?
Probably not.
That's what I needed to know. Look at this.
And also to help simplify this, because of the opponents you all are going for, we do not need to worry about routing and the like, because this is an enemy that will not disband because of morale. They're bloodthirsty, they're cannibals, and they
On the
fight.
bright side, it means they're basically going to be reckless attack, and that's it.
Oh yeah, no, it's relatively simple as far as your enemy goes. There are some enemy units that have a little bit more to it, but they're you have an idea of what you're going into. You fought the Beastmen before. They are very much barbarians that attack with reckless abandon.
Okay.
It's
So,
not until you start fighting the Norsemen do you really have to worry about the tactics if you go into mass combat, because
okay. So, first, I think, Chucky, I think you should be your own squad. And this is who I put in your squad. So you'll be an army unto yourself. You, your brother, Eve, Zivit, Vorgoth, Siler, Siler, and you need 4 more people to fill out your squad. I would pick 4 people from our NPCs to fill out your squad. Charlie,
Mm-hmm.
I would need help from Nair, but through me, can she contact individuals I know, Derek?
yes.
So feasibly, would she be able to contact my Analians?
Yes.
And because she has teleportation powers that aren't affected by the island, feasibly I could have my own squad with the Analian warriors.
Yes.
Because they split up to search the other islands for additional Analians, that was their primary mission. What am I looking at for numbers? Bring up my character sheet so I can mark it down. And I'm hoping they're close to being done with that quest.
Let's see. I got a bunch of shit here. What were your, so I can type in the search bar, what were your forces? You had witches? Or what were your...
What I have searching?
Yeah, no, what are your units you have for the Anolians? Like their types. You have the warrior, you have the...
I have Witch, Warrior, Berserker, and Juggernaut.
Gotcha. Alright.
Those are the only ones I'm aware of.
Alright. Checking my notes here. No additional witches have been found. All your warriors except for 2 have been found. The 2 that weren't found, they are dead. You have all your juggernauts and all but 2 of your barbarians or berserkers.
And they haven't been confirmed one way or the other.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what my totals are. I don't remember how many warriors that were supposed to be involved here. Do you have that listed?
I have to find it real quick.
Actually, Nair, because I know them, can contact the ones I'm missing. Unless they're dead, in which case she's now a Reaper. She'd know.
let's see. You had a total of, and I can't remember how you divided it up. You had a total of 16 Annulian forces that you could divide up how you wanted. And that was your personal entourage that was gifted to you by a deal from Archaon. So you have 16. I did not write down the number of how many you had of each.
I've never knew this. I never divvied up anything.
I thought I wrote that down somewhere because I have it marked on my notes right here.
Yeah, there was
I
never.
can't find. I know
never
you had a
worked on
total. I know you had a total of 16.
Okay. Because
That's
I have
not-
contact
that's
with Nair,
not,
I get selectable, correct?
Yeah, that's not including Kira, your spy person.
So I have a total of 17 Annulians. Do you all want me to divvy them up now, or do you want me to go off of what you have listed?
Hold on, let me get here real quick. Yeah, divvy them up how you want to. Right now, you have 16 between Juggernaut, Berserker, Warrior, and your Witch.
And there was only one witch.
That's up to you. They haven't discovered any of the other witches.
Yeah, but I can use Nair to summon them.
Yes, so long as they're
feasibly,
not
I
dead. Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll get that. First, divvy up your forces right there because I thought I wrote it down and I do not have it written anywhere apparently, or it's lost in the absurd amount of notes I have.
Okay. Just tell me how many dead soldiers total I have, and then I'll split up the remaining.
Let's see. You have 2 dead warriors. You have 1 dead berserker. And those are the only ones that have died.
So I've only lost 3 total soldiers.
Yep.
And so that I pick a total of 14.
Well, your elite person, Kira. She's a rogue assassin.
So I'll be
Yeah,
18,
it's 13.
and
Yeah. No,
so now I said 13 left.
13. Yeah.
You guys can work on your own squads as well. Josh, I just put that forward for a suggestion for you because everybody I listed was basically a goblin or a orc, and they all fit with your style.
Oh, I'm looking at my notes and options. I may not be saying anything, but I am looking.
And then Charlie, I don't know what you're thinking for a squad, or if you want to do an army of 1, or what you want to do. But
you're just using Nair right now just to help.
Just to
summon.
summon.
Yeah. I think it might just mean be a Nair.
It would be 2 armies of 1 at that point then, because it goes 1, 5, 10, and then increments are there for simplicity. I can allow some odd numbers when it gets into the double digits and whatnot, but if it's single digits, I have to split it up that way for it to work.
Serious question here. You are now, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to invent a term here, Derek, but just for sake of understanding, you and Nair are now Reaper Lords. Couldn't you feasibly summon Reapers and form your own squad that way to fight for you? Because you've already proven you can summon them. Hence the scythe. You're no longer bound by any rule that says you can't use them in combat because, again, your deal with death is null and void. And since you're fighting against his brethren, who he has already declared war against, I'm not even so sure it's a misuse of their power. So I'm not even sure
you
he'd
just
be
have
mad
to,
at that.
You just have to float that in front of me, don't you?
I'm just pointing out, I'm not sure there's a negative associated with it,
Yeah.
and it would viably give you and Nair a squad, especially if you were in the same squad. Now, I don't think Derek is going to give you unlimited numbers of Reapers to use, because Reapers are essentially without limit in terms of numbers, because the number of souls you have to reap with them.
Mhm.
But just from a game-breaking standpoint, I'm pretty sure you're not going to get all of the Reapers, but
Yeah.
Okay, if you look at Army statistics, the handout for it.
Army stats. Gotcha.
All right, you can summon because of your strength. You can summon, for simplicity's sake, right here, lesser deaths.
Okay.
They're the bottom. They're the lowest ranking Reapers.
Come on.
Okay.
Stats. Load up. Okay.
So, depending, I will not allow you to go above any more than a battalion, which is 100. Legion is 1,000. I accidentally just put 100 there. Both you and Nair can try to summon forth up to a battalion. Now, the DC needed for whatever category from hero down to battalion determines the DC of trying to summon them forth for this battle. Because this is, while Dan is correct, you can technically do this. This is a new use of your power.
Yeah, one I haven't done before. I get you on that. You said a battalion?
Yeah.
Let me refresh on here because the army stats isn't opening up for me.
okay, I have my forces separated out, Derek. If you want to...
Okay. And then I will tell you the ones you're missing and where they're at. Because there's a couple you cannot get a hold of. Well, theoretically you can, but you'll know why here in a second because you get to learn their fates.
Okay. 3 Analian Witches.
Okay.
I'm assuming since I have one of each outside of, except for the warriors, named, the named person is their leader.
Yeah.
Okay. I have 6 Analian warriors, 2 Analian berserkers, and 3 juggernauts.
All right. All right. Both your witches are on the air island. They are actually, when they were found, actually they haven't been found yet. Sorry. You know what they're doing? They're actually unbinding and unraveling Pestilence's tower and influence there. It's a prolonged process as his influence and whatnot is seeped into that island and compared to the other ones. But they are actively basically counteracting what he's doing on a grand ritual scale. They've kept himself hidden to the nth degree, that way that he cannot find them.
Okay, I will contact them, but I will not draw them away from what they're currently doing. I say, good job. Elena is proud. Elena is their leader, then, I'm assuming.
Yes.
By the way, the forces that I listed to you, Derek, did not include the 3 dead soldiers.
That's fine.
Okay. Then 6 Analian warriors.
Your 6 Analian warriors are fine. They're found. They're accounted for. One of your berserkers and okay, sorry. You're minus what? 2 berserkers.
I have 1 berserker right now for whose name is Kerrigan.
I'm trying to find my notes. I closed it. I got so much open right now. What did I say you were missing? You were missing two berserkers.
You had me divide everything or
Well, yes. I'm talking about how many did I say? Because on my notes, I'm trying to find those notes now. You were missing your witches, except for the one. You were missing two berserkers, I believe I said, and two juggernauts, I believe I said, and then you had two. You had two Anolian warriors that were dead. Your witches are accounted for.
Okay.
Your witches are accounted for. They are handling, what I just. You have a juggernaut that is imprisoned in the north. And one of your berserkers was force-fed the demonic blood that you saw the other Anolians go through. Or Drake did. Did Drake tell them what was transpiring with that? If not, he learns about what is transpiring because of this.
No, Drake didn't.
You do know that some of the Anolians from Vigar's forces have been drinking demonic blood, and some have been forced to drink upon it, corrupting them and whatnot. One of your berserkers has fallen to or been forced to drink upon it. He's in a conflict right now, trying to maintain control or losing himself to the demonic corruption. Your berserker and your juggernaut are both, the other two are on the fire island. They have been basically doing guerrilla assaults and attacks and whatnot on some of the beastmen tribes.
I will be withdrawing them then. Okay. It was okay. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, so just to understand, and I switched it up. I went 5 Anolian warriors and 3 berserkers because I have to have 1 berserker that I actually have breed already because I have him named. So now it's 5 Anolian warriors, 3 berserkers, 3 juggernauts.
Okay.
Of the 3 berserkers, 1 is currently fighting off demon corruption, and then 1 juggernaut is imprisoned, both in the north. Correct.
Correct.
Okay. The 4 remaining, the 2 remaining berserkers and the 2 remaining juggernauts are collectible, or I had already found them.
Yes, they are on the process. They've been collected by your forces that went out to search for them. They just haven't been brought back because they're on their mission to find or learn of the fates and the like, or bring them back. So yeah, you got everyone except for with Nair. You teleport them to where you're at.
Okay. The one that is imprisoned and the one that is fighting demon corruption, feasibly they're being guarded, obviously, but Vigir isn't known for his magical abilities, so portal underneath them isn't exactly outside the realm of possibility, is it?
No, you do know the obsidian-skinned 6-winged female, which you have discerned to be the fallen lord of the witches there. Now, she is quite magically gifted.
Okay.
And she is infused.
Whether or not she notices any resistance or any anything that would prevent her from, again, portal underneathing. Because while she's there, she doesn't know about these 2 individuals.
That's true.
Because Vigir is currently undergoing his transformation. There's no point or no chance to tell her, hey, these 2 Northmen are...
Charlie, go ahead and roll for Nair at +12.
Go.
And I almost have her character sheet finished. I'm just getting her freaking items finished and whatnot.
Okay, cool. $21.
All right. So as she, because this is, and we're gonna say this is a day. It takes you a day to get everything prepped. Because you have, and I moved you all to the map. You all got moved, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get to that here in a minute. As she's, teleporting, taking breaks, and now she's, you're asking her to look into this. She notices that the magical defenses, while there are some in key areas, the bulk of the magical defenses do not seem to be active.
They can't be because they'd be drained by magic from the spell. Ha! That's right.
There are a few
My
key
character
areas.
doesn't know
Yeah,
that, but
there are a few key areas that still have, like, they're being fed magic to keep its defenses up, but the majority of everything around the magical defenses do not seem to be active whatsoever.
Secondary question. Because I now see the one that's imprisoned and the one that's undergoing the corruption, but the imprisoned one is what I'm focusing on. How many Anolians are imprisoned? Because this can't be this couldn't have been well approved of within the Anolian ranks.
There are, give me, because she's making we'll just for simplicity's sake, making a scrying pool. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I could feasibly get another army here. That's why I'm asking. Oh, crap. I'm in the wrong. Here we go.
Does that stand?
Since we're doing a day of prep, I'll have a free token here, so I token and reroll.
All right.
It's better.
From your current, what you can see, because there is still a lot of distortion of demonic energies and various things like that. You can see roughly 30 to 40 individuals that are caged.
So what do you guys think? Should we go for a jailbreak? I asked this in game because apparently you are a Nullian.
You are annoying.
Yeah. I can jailbreak it.
Who would be privy to this conversation? 'Cause I imagine.
I would do the entire group. I'd also tell them about the demonic corruption that, the Anolians are currently going through. The 40 I'm referencing, Derek, are not the ones that are being corrupted. I'm looking for the ones that are in prison.
Yeah, these are the ones that are imprisoned and are awaiting what fate lies before them.
I would say yeah. Go for a jailbreak.
Okay, we're going to jailbreak Derek with Portal, but I'm also going to grab the corrupted one as well. Because you said he's actively resisting.
He's trying to, yes.
He's trying to. On top of that, berserkers, so he should be fairly effective at resisting the rage.
That's why he hasn't been completely. That's why he is.
Yeah.
Not fucked at the moment. All right. So. One
Just so I
group
can get
goes
my
through.
numbers right, Zadok, how many lesser deaths did you say?
It depends on what you're trying to summon. This isn't. You still need to make a check.
Okay.
But it's up to battalion, and each one is a scaling DC to summon that many forth.
Okay. I take it either like religion, occultism.
Religion or occult.
Okay.
And we'll get to that too there in a second, but we got to handle this here in a moment. All right.
No worries.
All right, Nair. Go ahead. How do you want her to go about this?
I send a message to both I'm sorry, I have to. All right. I send a message to, or have her contact, my imprisoned Juggernaut, and tell him, get ready for a jailbreak, and then portal in front of the prison, like on their side of the bars.
Okay.
Now
she's only going to be able to do groups at a time. That's why I'm asking how she's going about this. Because they're not just in one large cage together, because that just invites, mutiny and trying to break free and whatnot.
In which case, I just say open it up, and because I can see through the scrying pool, right?
Yes.
So I just say open a portal. I go in front of the portal, and 3 cases of my unlock spell. Unlock.
All right. So if you're going to go through the portal, are you trying to be stealthy?
No, or I just shoot the spell through the portal.
Gotcha. Okay. So create 1 portal, unlock 3 times. Let's see. All right. Go ahead. Is her casting avert or covert? Like, is it rushed or she needs hers?
I would say I would recommend covert.
All right, then go ahead and give me. This is going to be a unique use of this. Go ahead and give me an Arcana of plus 15.
Okay.
And then a Stealth of plus 8. All right.
0 point. Go ahead and reroll. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. All right. Her casting is subtle. She's able to manipulate enough portals and strengthen it that way. Once they get out of the cage, it is quick through. Your Juggernaut, communes with them or talks with them, letting them know if you truly wish to stand against what has been imposed upon you and going against our very way of life, come with me. Doors open. This is a Juggernaut.
Yep.
So where is his stats? It's annoying Juggernaut. Go ahead and give me a general diplomacy with one of your Juggernauts. Doesn't matter because they're identical in stats.
I don't have a Juggernaut access to the Juggernaut. I just have the Warrior. I just have the Warrior and the Goliath Warrior.
Alright, I'm going to have to change that. I'll roll it real quick. Oh, God. 24. Give you access to it then. Alright. 20 is what needed for the DC. 24 was rolled. The magic goes through. You see the lot of them. They get up. They go through the portal. Standing before you is 30, let's say 33 Anolian warriors.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. I say with a smirk on my face.
They look around. None of them are armored. They do not have armor or weapons.
Yes, but we have a super dwarf that can take care of that.
They look instinctively because there's a mixture of emotion upon them seeing you. Some of them are ready to fight because you were their target. Or not necessarily per se you in general, but draconian forces and those in the higher rank, which you are. They know who you are. You know, Crown Prince of the Blue Dragonflight, so forth, so on. And then that fades as your Juggernaut motions for them that this is basically their salvation of honoring their way of life, you know, is through working with you and your companions. Because the 24 is more than enough to succeed.
Okay. The demonic one I take care of, because that would be a second portal.
Yes. And his skin is ashy. He's in a meditative trance. He's a lot like Logan was when you first met, or, you know, when he was butt-ass naked meditating. He is on his knees, butt-ass naked. His skin is ashen. He has demonic horns coming out of his elbows, a curling ram horns, you know, various patches of black on his skin. But he is focused, and you can see upon his face where the veins are popping out and everything like that, that he is in internal conflict with himself.
Okay. So this is what I do, Derek. I gesture for the two juggernauts that I now have before me. They each grab a hold of him on one side to pick him up, like not try to disturb his meditation, but to actually move him. And I open up a portal and I put him in my Melora's Grove.
Ooh.
He is now surrounded by 90 flowers of Melora. Something we already know fights the corruption of Abaddon. To help him out. And so he can't damage anything, just in case he would still fall. I have my nature dragon in my temple, my Melora's Grove, to watch him. Because even if I can't summon him for a week, he's still a guardian.
The guardian of, yep. A month,
yes.
So,
I also let him know that I'm about to assault Melora's Grove, so anything useful he could tell me, either hidden there that could weaken their forces, or that could be used against us, would be greatly appreciated. Because he probably
the lake before the henge, while flowing with corruption in its heart. Its energies can be released to dampen and weaken the foes. Within the waterfalls, on the western cliffside, if you have enough mystics to attune to it, it could amplify your forces. So in game terms, If you can reach the heart of the lake, if you can get there, and release its energies, it would give the enemy forces there -2 to their offensive maneuvers and -4 to their defensive value. If you can get mystics, those that are gifted in magic, to the waterfall, within the cave of the waterfall, and attune to it, so long as they're attuned to it, your forces would get +2 to their offensive maneuvers, +4 to the defensive values, and +2 damage.
Okay. I'm assuming, Derek, this is like a steep cliffside, correct?
Yeah, it's steep cliffside with the water.
So are the beastmen elevated? Like, is this center in this lake, is this elevated or is this sunken?
Elevated, sorry.
Okay.
All that is elevated ground up there.
So it's a mountain, or like not necessarily a mountain, but you get what I mean, where it's an increasing in size. It's not a sunken island. Got it. Okay. So I actually think I have enough to form a battalion, Derek, and here's how I'm going to do it.
Sorry, I left one spot open because they would not leave the waterfall open. Oh, my bad. Shit. Fuck. Work with me.
And each one of these is an army, correct?
Depending on... Can you see their names?
I see the names ones on the Beastman Company and on the Ram's Head one. This one, this one, this one, and this one.
All right,
and this one and this one.
All right, so yeah, for some reason it doesn't show you all of them.
Just this type of token doesn't have...
That is a battalion.
That is a battalion?
Battalion, yes. And if you... we'll get to that here in a minute. So you know the general layout thanks to the 3 animal lords, because all 3 of them are stealthy. They have scouted and they've given you the general location of the encampments of the beastmen, and their rough strengths. So if you look at the army statistics, you'll have an idea. And on their name, the battalion has an army level rating of 11, where the legions have a 17, the company has 16 is their army level rating.
Okay. But how what I was going to say with the battalion, how I get there, Derek, is I'm going to say Annulians, and then how to fill up the remaining numbers. I'm going to call on Akala and his beastmen, because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want to be left out of this particular scuffle.
Okay, so how we will do that then, because they had the night the Nyrin heritage, which is the people of the north, which gives them increases their ancestry hit points to 12, and the beastmen have a hit points of 12, so that works out fantastic. So your battalion, for that battalion, it would be 12 times, or what is the army, or what is the level of your average level of your Nullians?
Let me look. It's 14. Let me see. My 5 warriors are 15.
Yep. So it's
juggernauts are 15. So it looks like both, and then I don't have access to my witches.
Yeah, I got to find her. Your Nullians, all of them are level 15. Valhalla is the Analian warriors of Vagar are anywhere between, we'll just say 15 for simplicity's sakes. So, let's see, army statistic. Your battalion has an army level of 21. So 12 times 21 is 420. So your battalion has 420 hit points.
Sweet.
Nice.
And we will use this as your battalion right there. All players can control it. All right, you can name it whatever you want, but there is your battalion.
Okay.
Just make a note, and whatever you name it, it has an army level rating of 21, so ALR 21.
Named it Solon's Army. Let me see. So then, Josh, did you want to include Araxis and I'm blanking on Rambo's character's new name.
Armoran?
Armoran. Did you want to include them in your squad, or?
Well, I'm missing a spot, so yeah, I probably could. I was thinking of taking Logan and Tellera at the very least, which would mean I have 2 spots if I don't take Darius. Or was Logan and Tellera doing something that I don't know of?
Nope.
What level was Vorgoth and Siler?
Our level +4.
Yep.
So they're 18. So if that's the thing, that means it'd be Vorgoth, Siler, Corel, Blink, Civet, Eve, Araxis, Logan, Tellera, and Amaron. Which would be 18, 18, 14, 12, 12, 12, 14, 12, 12, 14. Is the levels that they would be? I don't know what that equates to.
Simplicity will say army rating of 14.
Okay. I'm not limiting you, Josh. Like, if you could come up with a way for you to increase, or if you even want to increase, I thought it would. The people I listed were people we were going to involve, and I thought it would work well with you.
I'm not exactly sure what I would be able to summon or bring to bear at the moment. My character doesn't have a whole hell of a lot of allies necessarily. That, you guys don't have already connection to, so it's kind of the only thing I can think of that he would attempt to do, but I don't think it would do much, would be to call on the Shama's aid, but I really don't think that'd do much. I don't think she has much for followers right at the moment. None that could actually get here, anyways.
Okay, so
And I know the Court of Stars are busy, so I'm not going to call on them.
All right, so Charlie, have you figured out what you're going to try and summon?
Man, I'm gonna try and summon the Reaper route. You said I could. It was up to lesser deaths.
Yeah, it's lesser deaths what you're summoning, and you can summon up to a battalion in size, each of you. But again, scaling DC.
And battalion is how many?
100.
100.
I'd give them an army rating of 22.
Fuck it, go big or go home, right?
Sure. All right, you can give me a roll for, if that's what you're going for, you can give me a roll for Nair,
All right.
plus 15.
I'm gonna hero point that one.
All right, does that stand?
okay. Question: did I earn a hero point from actually successfully rescuing my squad after this amount of time, / giving a chance to undemonize a member of the Alliance?
I'd say yes.
Yeah.
And to help you out here, that's enough. The DC for the battalion is 28.
All right.
Shit, can't do that.
Best part about this.
What was the Chimera doing? Or whatever the entity was.
Yeah, the awesome chimera that we kind of just lost track of.
Do not remember, Sam. I am.
Wasn't the Chimera the one that was former guard of the one?
No, that was a Hydra.
Oh. Keep getting those mixed up.
And it should be enhanced by now because it actually has resumed its role as a guardian.
Do we want to bring that to bear too? Or not?
I'd say go big or go home.
What about the what is it, fire giants?
We can reach out to them.
Didn't a bunch of us actually have equipment there that we needed to get built?
Yes, we did.
I'm just trying to think outside the box here at the moment. I don't remember everything.
Oh, I'm gonna actually be able to spend BP here.
What?
Your armies. You can buy equipment for them.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
And you know what the best part is? I have BP all of it.
I know you do.
Okay, we're using these as the lesser death.
Just because you can make gold-plated latrines doesn't mean you have to, Dan. Though. Just
I
remember
realize I
this.
don't have to, but
Just a note, Derek. Even if it amounted to nothing, Corel would still make the prayer to have Neshama's aid.
Give me a religion check. Also, I need your check, Charlie, since you are summoning a battalion as well. Religion or occult?
I'll go ahead and try and do the reroll. That was Chucky's, and here's my reroll. Nope.
you're a point. Go ahead and reroll. Oh, yeah, you rolled a 3. Go ahead and reroll.
My question to you, because this is important, would you have used the religious incense thing that you all have like 50 billion of?
I totally forgot that we even had those. Yeah.
Mine's actually calculated into mine, so
So that last one would succeed right there, which gives +3. I'm not going to try to screw you out of that, though. It would have been hilarious at your failure because this was either you succeed or something bad happens.
So, did something bad happen to Chucky then?
No, this is he's trying to reach out to Neshama for aid.
So they're different.
That's something. Yeah, that's something entirely different. This is Gavin trying to summon forth Reapers to do his bidding in a way that he's never done before. So the animal lords look unnerved at this, as over 200 Reapers, even while lesser, is an ill omen. And because of the sheer concentration of death energy going on here, it does have environmental effect. As the plant life is withering, not at like a super, quick rate or anything, but you can definitely tell that the longer that this conjugated force of death remains, the more profound effect that it will have on the land of the living.
All right. Let's end this quick.
Okay. So I'm going to spend 176 BP, Derek.
Nice.
I now have +3 armor for my men. I now have a total of 3 potions of healing. A total of 2 magic potions. 1 for flight, 1 for defense. I have +3 magic shields. I have magic weapons, +4.
Very nice.
See,
So-
money is its own superpower.
So y'all need, once you have your army set and ready, let's hope we can actually get to some fighting tonight. But you know, this was a long time coming, and we never dabbled into this, so this is great for future uses of mass combat. In your notes or whatever, y'all do have a army statistics sheet. Y'all can share it, whatever, but you need to figure out the defensive value. The army's defensive value is equal to army level rating +10 plus any bonuses from fortification, settlement defenses, and other armor and whatnot. You know, the items you just bought. And then the offensive modifier is equal to your army level rating plus any equipment and things like that.
Okay.
Dan, did you purchase any ranged weapons for him? Because right now they are just melee based.
Magic weapons basically encompasses both, so I just assume since I'm equipping my army, it's whatever they need.
Yep. All right.
You tell me if that isn't the case. I'll
We'll
change.
go with it. Just let me check it real quick. What tab is that under?
Equipping an army.
Equipping an army.
Under the creating an armies tab.
There we go.
Like if you look at magic weapons, it has a melee value and a range value both under the magic weapons list.
Okay, yeah, it encompasses both. All right. So the beastmen under your all's allied with, they're happy.
They should be. But if I have the BP, I might as well put it down. This is kind of
Yeah.
go big or go home kind of moment, because we basically purify this island if we win this battle.
Yeah, so this is actually going to take more than a day of prep because that BP, you're buying it, but it still has to be manufactured.
Which I can have by doubling, and have again by doubling, and have again by doubling to a single day.
Yep.
Multiply it by 4.
Okay.
And
so you can have that done in the day.
If I have the BP.
Yeah, hey.
It's not like this stuff goes bad, so now next time I need an army.
Right.
This is just sad. I still have 3,596 BP left. Anybody else need BP? Let me know. I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
So, with my Mix Max squad, how do I figure out HP here?
Average of the hit points.
Well, I don't
Ancestral
know.
hit points.
I don't know. Silent. Oh, so orc.
Orc, Siler, and Vorgoth are the Scarred brand, so they have 12.
Does specialty race like Chucky would normally have like I think Goblin 6, but since he's a unbroken goblin,
Yeah,
he has
it would be.
he has 12 instead.
Yeah.
Something like, no, or 12. No, he has 20 from his ancestry.
How's it 20?
There's a feat that actually increases that, so it's not like 10 or 12. It's 20 now.
Oh, damn. All right, so yeah, it's
I
the
have
average.
like 200 and something health.
Gotcha. You only get to add your ancestry hit points once, and that's at level 1, all right?
I do know this, but
Okay. Just making sure.
the feat changed it out, so it flipped it to 20.
That's awesome.
I'd have to look at the feat.
I believe you. It's fun.
Oh yeah, the unbreakable goblin. That's the one that I don't take any damage now from falling.
Nice. All right. So here comes the annoying fun part, I guess. Special abilities for your army.
Oh good God, no.
Tell me,
Still
Zadig.
working on my.
I'll see you
other
next.
shit.
I'll see you tomorrow. Cause
Yeah. To be fair, we needed to get this done anyways because realistically speaking, we should be working on building up our armies anyways because we're going to end up using them eventually.
Yeah.
Defensive value. How do you figure out the defensive value one more time, Derek?
It's your army level rating plus 10 plus any other miscellaneous, such as special abilities, weapons, and armor you have.
So plus 10 and then plus specials.
Yeah.
I have to do that for both Night Years and mine. All right.
And it's the same thing for your offensive value is
It's your army level rating and plus any miscellaneous.
oh, so it isn't plus 10 for your offensive.
Offensive, right. That's just for your defensives.
Value. Okay.
The lesser deaths that I summoned, did they actually summon with anything? Do I need to equip them?
Yes, 1 second. Would be with plus 3 armor and plus 3 magic weapon.
Okay. And the defense rating is the LLR plus 10 plus their bonuses.
Yep.
And then the attack is just their LLR
Army level
plus their bonuses. Okay. And you said plus 3 on both?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty.
Right. Okay, so I'm finally done with all my equipment. So now we move on to special abilities, army special abilities.
Yep. And for those with player characters in the army, just match what you can of the special abilities to what your class and your race gives you. Charlie, the only one. There are three things that are not on this list for the lesser death.
Okay.
You have negative healing. The lesser death can choose whether or not it takes positive damage.
Okay.
Aura misfortune. Those that are with this, it doesn't matter because it's army base. But living creatures in the aura must roll twice on D20 rolls and use the lower result. And then immunities: death effects, disease, paralyzed, poison, and unconsciousness.
Okay.
They do get ability modifier for strength, dex, and con, which plus both your strength and dex increases your OM offensive modifier by +1. Your constitution, the army gains 1 additional hit point and +1. We're not worried about fatigue or routing in this because the enemies you're going against. But, yep. I'll be right back. I gotta pee while y'all look over that shit. Be right back.
And that's just army special abilities. Okay.
And I think I'll have to ask him when he gets back, but maybe you guys know. So we're supposed to pick out abilities that match the unique individuals in our group,
Yeah.
or just based on what army we have.
I think it's based on what army you have, and then you are doing special ones for you if you have the main character in the army.
Got it. Like I have move earth as basically as a cantrip for a significant amount. So theoretically, I could have the burrow special ability.
Alright, I'm back.
So how
Welcome
many
back.
of these special abilities do we get?
As many that make sense for what you have on your character. Like, yeah, obviously, don't screw yourself, but don't try to game it either. If it makes sense from that list of abilities that matches something your character has, put it on there. Such as there is a lay on hand special ability. Which I know two of you fuckers have lay on hands.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. All right, Zadok, for your opinion, do you think fear makes sense?
Do you have anything that gives you fear?
On mine, I know it's on my attacks, but I was also thinking on the lesser deaths as well.
Let me see what the list does have. Funny enough, they don't have fear.
Okay. Um, would I? So I know I have fast healing. I guess lesser deaths would have something to that 10 as well.
Lesser deaths, no.
Lesser deaths, no. Okay.
They are the lowest of the total pool as far as Reapers and like that go. But you do have fast healing, so if you're part of that army, you would contribute that. So it looks like we're probably not going to actually start the combat tonight, but it is good to have this out of the way, especially with the lasting armies. Such as Dan's battalion he has going on now. Or, not, yeah, battalion, 100 soldiers. I don't even want to know what its defensive value is, Dan. It's like 37, isn't it?
Would that be high?
Oh, fuck yeah, it would.
Right now, this is before I factor in any special abilities. Defensive value of 40.
Holy fuck, how's it 40?
+3 from shields, 1+1 base shield. +1 from armor, medium, +3 from magic armor. And then +10.
Yeah.
Plus the 21 level that my army's level is.
That's a scary army right there.
So hey, Zadok, what's the highest spell that Nair can cast?
10.
Okay.
I just copied down the spell casting for mine as well.
10. All right. Holy shit.
Yeah. +5 to just for spellcasting. +5 to both my defensive and offensive values, Derek.
Nice. Y'all should theoretically stomp through this fight.
And the fact that sneak attack, I have it because I have Kendra in this, and she's a level 19 rogue.
So
Yeah.
it makes sense since it's with Nair. I also gave them teleportation. It's
Yep.
just Nair's battalion.
So with equipment, how does that fully work again? If you have all people with weird varying levels of equipment,
You're just
because I think I have people that have like a armor of +1 all the way up to +3. Granted, it's just a squad, so
average out the plus. Since you have varying levels in there.
I'm not exactly sure what Araxis has for an armor. I don't know what Siler or Varga have.
They have both +3.
And I think Chucky has, if I remember correctly, I only have a +2.
And of course, round down.
+2. I'm guessing Araxis has +2 armor
Believe so, yes.
from hers.
Most of my army is made up of fighters, correct? Fighters and barbarians, Derek?
Correct.
So do they have second wind as an ability?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't remember. I don't usually make those characters. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, we'll probably wait to start the actual combat until next session because it is going on 8:30. But having this done and then updating it and everything like that as we progress and you get actually recruiting armies and whatnot, what we'll do is whoever wants to be in charge of it, we'll do like on a Wednesday or something an update army or create the army stats because the Annulian force is definitely, and we will do the we'll do more we'll use this as a simple mass combat and any other like mass combat where it's very simplistic Enemies will use simple combat, but when you start going against more sophisticated threats and shit like that, we'll use the advanced mass combat. But this would be a good learning exercise to get us into it. Again, this is a port over from 5E's Legendary's game, third party publishing, which has done really good. When eventually the Kingsmaker second edition fucking comes out, that's taking fucking forever. We'll have actual second edition Pathfinder rules for mass combat. So it might change some. Not exactly sure because that's taking forever to come out.
Nair has my same fast healing as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. On spellcasting, do my rituals that I can cast count?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I get 10 as well. All right.
Do you have? Well, this is an important question. Do you have a ritual that can be conducted within an hour's time? Because each combat round is about an hour.
Yeah. Avatar.
Okay. Don't mind me. I'm playing a video game while you all do that.
Yep. Got all my army's abilities picked out.
Yeah.
Nice. Sam got me into playing League of Legends team fight tactics or whatever.
It's an addicting one, man.
It is.
Zedek, I have a question about these Reapers. Did I take them from either? I was like, I guess my question about it is
If you're
where they
asking,
came
did you
from.
from doing their job? Reapers don't exactly get a day off.
No.
They don't get time off. They're 24/7.
On the bright side, they're going to be right where a bunch of bodies and souls need to be reaped. I mean, there are thousands of beastmen here that are about to be reaped and
Yep.
raped.
I mean, do their souls really need to be taken to the river Styx?
Yes, because of the ones they're going to be collected by. Famine is beastmen.
Yeah, famine is beastman.
If war doesn't supersede them in this particular instance, ended up taking them.
Yeah, fun shit, man. Fun shit.
Okay, so what's next after
That's pretty much it. There will be more like when we start getting to advanced, but since we're just doing simple, we're not going to worry about commander boons and shit like that, because then that's just going to get really really fucking crazy for when this is the first time we're using this system. The initial idea early on was get some simple combat, mass combat in, and then start transitioning to the more advanced shit. But it's late in the game, so we're still following that formula. But when time goes on and we get more of these under the belt, we'll start getting like commander boons and all that shit under the advanced combat.
Okay, and the battle is like, because some of the abilities are like you may use this ability once per battle or something like that. The battle is the entire thing that it's taking place on this map, correct?
Correct.
Got it.
Well, the battle that is engaged with that army, so realistically, this campaign could be multiple days. It's the current battle at hand, because depending
So
on
let's
how
say I go up against one of these guys. I fight, and I'm fighting this guy over here. I fight him, and I win, or he wins, or I win.
Yeah.
And then I go in and I engage this guy. That means that I get to it's a new battle, or is it?
Yeah,
still
that's
the
a
same
new battle, unless that other army got pulled into it somehow.
Okay. So if I attack, if this is one battle where I'm attacking both of them at the same time, it's considered. It would be one battle. But if I were to fight them individually, it's rounds of it's combat situations, not necessarily. Got it. I understand.
Yep.
Kind of curious, Josh, about your army.
Yeah, so am I. It's like, what the fuck am I doing here? Because it's just so mixed match mangled messes. What? It's just a squad too, so.
Yeah, Josh has the weakest army on the field at the moment.
Is it actually on the field? Did I miss it?
No. I mean, that will be on the field. Actually, I think he's stronger than the brigade of Beastmen, I would hope.
You want to know the health right now that I have calculated?
Sure.
126.
That sounds about right.
Apparently has a defense rating of 26.
So, Derek, do you want to turn on the visuals so we can actually see these guys? Because we can't see their name or their health.
It shows that they're visible on mine. I don't know why they're not visible for y'all.
Can you guys see them?
Nope.
Yeah, I have all the options selected. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I had a bunch of shit on my screen. What?
These guys,
No, I can't see them.
Yeah, like every option is what it's supposed to be.
How many EP points do I even have?
Can I go ahead and ask what their level is and what their health is?
Their armor or their value, armor level rating or army level rating is 11, and they have 132 health.
So feasible, you can take one of them on, Josh, with your squad, and you can. In all honesty, I'm kind of curious about, and this is a strategy session, guys. I'm curious what you guys want to do here. Are you guys going to continue developing your current squad? In other words, Josh, are you going to continue, collecting strong individuals into your army and, work your way up to I forget what's after a squad, but it's 20 individuals.
Well, I don't know about that, because technically I have 2 other player characters in my squad right now. So And then, of course, Pelora has never been really associated with Chucky that much, so she's kind of just there by default. And Logan,
Correct. But at
No.
the same time, we're talking about a situation where Gavin has an army he is building because, one, he's going to need to be able to resist the Reaper eventually, who has significant control over Death's forces, especially while Death is imprisoned. So I'm assuming you're going to be building up your Reaper army,
Yeah.
Gavin.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that as I want to know who. I guess my question would have been, Zadok, who are these Reapers under? Is it under the um,
Or are they under him now, or are they free Reapers, or are they underneath a real Death, or
all Reapers ultimately, as of right now, still answer to Quran. If he exerts enough force. However, the Grin Reaper, it's a contest. It would be a contest of strength between the two of you if he really wanted to try to pull them. So that's where it gets weird with death gods and whatnot. Is
because technically the Raven Queen also commands Reapers, so
yeah.
I mean she's not a factor right now because she died, but we all know outside of game that she's on the resurrection track. So if she is to resurrect before end of game, back to full power, she could feasibly contend to gain control of Reapers.
Mm.
And then there's the Death Goddess of the Analians. Or no, is there a Death Goddess of the Analians? Because
Yeah, you have basically the Hell of Analians.
is
They're underworld.
I wasn't sure because remember the Raven Queen is part of is like from Anal, like she's the third sister.
Oh, yeah, no, that is correct in current state. I was rethinking of the revamps of the world. No, because the Raven Queen is.
So there is no death god for the Analians. She's just the mysterious masked third sister of the three. Correct?
Yeah, sorry.
So, my question to you, Derek, is: has Charlie dominated these Reapers? Are they his Reapers now? Or is
he
it
has
every
called
time he fights, he summons a new batch of whatever Reapers he happens to be able to get a hold of?
This is gonna be entirely depending on how this plays out and how he tries to. Because as right now, he's just summoned them forth, and if we want to get to the RP of it, it's going to really depend on what Gavin and Nair do here. Are they trying to usurp control or like have these under their command, or are they just using their influence to call forth these Reapers and aid? Because those are two different things. So it's more on intent of what these two are going to, ultimately wanting to do here.
Also, as a side note, Solon turns to Gavin and Nair. If you choose to try to dominate them into your own forces, it might not hurt to get Chiron's blessing, especially since he knows who you're going up against. It doesn't have to be an adversarial process, is guess what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make it one, but that's up to you.
But like for me, I intend to continue to increase and improve and strengthen Solon's army.
Yeah.
Since I'm the one that gets along best with the call, it kind of works well that he's in my army. But as you know, my nature, I intend to collect things now that I know I have something to build on.
No.
But going back to Josh, realistically speaking, this isn't going to be the last mass combat we do. And
Oh, I know. I just
You're-
never actually considered Chucky
I'm
as
curious-
commander
yeah.
or anything like that. So
I'm just curious for you, and this is why I'm curious with you. Realistically speaking, it's handy to have someone that are NPCs and important people that we collect over the course of, time, for them to have a place to go for mass combat, and you could feasibly serve as a commander for that particular style. So, in other words, NPCs just naturally get thrown into your grouping, assuming we're going to use NPCs in that battle.
figuring that out is a pain in the ass right now.
Logan is also a commander. I do have his commander stats for advanced mass combat, but because before he was trapped here on the island, he was a actual commander of one of the Anolian forces.
And after this battle, I intend to recruit him back over to the part of the army. It's just, it works well for him to be part of, or it works fine with him being part of Josh's army.
Yeah.
The battle.
Oh, I understand completely. Just letting you all know, he does actually have commander traits and whatnot for advanced combat and all that.
Sweet. But what do you think about that, Josh? I know it's a pain in the ass to figure out. I'm just, we have these battles coming up.
I do. It'd be interesting. And technically, there are still some goblins left on the island chains that were actually part of Hull Rock that I have yet to find. So technically, there are some people that I could recruit if they're still alive. I have no idea. I haven't been able to find them. Granted, because we've been running around so much, I haven't been looking.
But you see, I guess, like I said, I'm just curious what you're working towards. If you want to be the special squad, in other words, that has, basically, if it was a special ability listed in that army special ability, your squad essentially has it. You have all of the special abilities. Because you have such a diverse squad.
I was looking at it, it was like, oh, Bardic Inspiration, have that. Amphibious, technically. Beast Friend, well, Rexus is currently in the squad. She has a dragon, technically. Bleed,
Yeah.
oh, I have a rogue somewhere.
A rogue somewhere.
That's kind of my point, is you can literally fill any role because you have all of the special abilities. That is where your strength comes in, is the fact that you have special abilities, all of it.
The only thing I don't think it would be qualified so far that I'm looking on this list is Cannibalize. I don't think anyone qualifies for that.
Yet.
Yeah, let's say yeah.
What, am I getting a werewolf or a vampire?
Actually, we do have Kara. Kara was the other one. Kara was the other one that's going to be participating in the battle. She's an army of her own.
Yeah, she is an army of her own, and she is army level rating 21.
She's also one I'm not sure we control.
No, I don't think.
No, that one falls to me as control if you're bringing her here.
That was always the intent, was because she was weakening the north until we attacked.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at the map, strategy-wise, because I'm up, I took my nap, and I want to get strategy hammered out, so we can feasibly get the battle done fairly shortly when we do actually do the battle.
Yeah.
I tell you guys about the lake, and I tell you guys about the waterfall. Keeping in mind, because we're allied with the Naiad Queen, our armies could feasibly show up on any side of this island to assault.
Okay. And the lake is what we have to hold?
No, you don't have to hold it. The lake just needs to be activated.
Activated.
If we activate the lake, beastmen take a minus 2 to both their OM and DV?
Yes.
What's blocking us from just jumping straight to the lake?
Nothing. Feasibly, Nair could do it. Just
Yeah.
go right to the lake and try to activate it. But
Yeah.
you have to be able to purify the lake as well. So, if you
Oh,
purify
that
the lake,
would-
it will.
That would run to. It would more likely run to me since I have lay on hands. That technically does cure disease.
So does Josh.
I do too. I didn't think that cured disease though.
The
If you
waterfall
got-
has to be held by a spellcaster. If you
Yeah.
hold it as a spellcaster, what was it that we got, Derek?
Hold
We get a
on.
buff from the waterfall.
Yep. Your forces get plus 4 to DV, plus 2 to OM, and plus 2 damage. The enemies on there get minus a further -2.
For all three.
No. Yes, for all 3. Sorry, their damage is reduced as well if you hold the waterfall. Because the waterfall is actually right beneath. I know you can't really see it. When you go into the waterfall in the cave, it puts you right beneath the hinge that the stone hinges that some of the enemy army's on, and it kind of fuels into its magical center and all that shit. So, yeah,
Question. What was the giant tooth from? Beast of Water?
the god beast of water. Yes.
Got it.
And that can be used definitely to make some crazy good shit.
So, how long is so for mass combat, Derek? What kind of time frame are we looking at? I'm trying to figure out how that works. Like, how long is a turn to usually?
Roughly an hour.
Okay.
It's up to the DM, but for this, because the large number of adversaries, it's going to be roughly an hour each turn. Like full cycle of a, round. I should say, round is an hour long.
So, any strategies or anything you guys can think of?
I mean, personally, I think we could. I think we're capable of holding 2 immediately.
Oh, I remember another Derek, another army we have. And this one we actually control. I think I control. The Stone Guardians.
Yes.
That we awakened.
Yes. Do you want to call him? Or go ahead.
I was about to say, where's Draven?
He was remaking some of his magical items for you all.
If we're taking a day, that would have been 5 days ago.
Yeah, he would be able to join you all if you want.
You got another NPC?
How does magic users add to the range combat, anyways?
They can make, if they have offensive range spells, they can make ranged attacks.
It says specifically in the abilities that apparently there's a maneuver or something that you get to do with you when you have spellcasters.
Oh, and that adds to the OM of range?
No, it's you. If you have a spellcaster in your army, you take your highest level spellcaster, divide the highest level spell they can cast in half, and then that adds to both your OM and DV.
Yep.
And then you get to depending what kind of caster you have, it says you get to, like, there's commands that you can do during battle. and it's like offensive strike, healing, things of that nature. I'm not sure where these are listed. I haven't found them yet.
That's in the advanced warfare tab. But yeah.
But that's what it says in that thing is basically you have an arcane assault or something like that as an ability, and that would be you making a ranged attack with your casters.
Mm. Oh shit! I just realized I could add Klaus to the mix too.
I'd do it if I were you, Josh. Just add.
That'd be
hard
12. I wouldn't have enough to go to a full up. Yeah.
Unless you can come up with additional people.
I don't know who else to actually add. I mean, there's people in my notes, but a lot of them I don't think have done anything. I mean, there's that one orc we saved that would have been under Gorgoth.
The one that's in love with him?
Yeah, that was, that we found in one of the Beastman camps long ass time ago.
Oh.
I have no idea what level her would be, or she would be.
She'd be 10 right now, most likely.
But strategy, guys.
I thought you were the strategy person.
I could lead this battle if you want.
Because yes, I just put those tokens there ultimately wherever you all decide to assault and whatnot. Also, now that you're actually on the island, you and Nair can clearly see the Baleful Eye that looms over the center of the island.
So, here would be my suggestion. Because no one else is... I'm trying to give you guys some options here to actually, if you guys want to put something forward. But
my thing was with Nair, I believe we can easily take not only the lake, but the waterfall, which is right there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Another option, if we wanted a deal, we could bargain. So how a tooth works is you have a nerve in the center, you actually have blood in the center. We could bargain with my dad for a summa calarum to take the waterfall and basically have it so the beastmen don't even know it's been taken, because he has stealth all of it.
And we would trade the blood in that tooth to him.
Yo.
So if he took that, what would stop us from taking and just teleporting all of our forces right in the middle?
It wouldn't make
Just
strategic sense.
Huh?
It wouldn't make strategic sense because if we teleport, I mean, we want one person at least to teleport into the center to purify the lake. Because you have to remember, the lake just needs to be purified. After it's been purified, we can GTFO.
Okay.
And fight.
I would send
more
Nair
peaceful
in there since she has the teleportation special trait too. She automatically succeeds at checks to withdraw.
Technically, any squad that has the amphibious trait could basically go right up this river. And then it's just there's nobody stopping them from going right into the lake.
Mm-hmm.
The beastmen don't have the amphibious trait. And supposedly, all of the sea devils should have been stopped and raffle stomped by this giant sea serpent that was supposed to have been ruling this area of the sea to keep the sea devils from doing exactly that. Preventing reinforcements from getting to the island. which the Sea Devils would classify.
Yes.
Now, that's not saying... You have to remember, guys, this is the beastmen that are immediately visible. There is ambushing within the listed traits, so that means there could be some ambushing forces on this island.
What? No. Yeah, I'm lying. Or am I?
The reason why I brought the idea up, Josh, is of instead of just all of us teleporting in the center and basically fighting a defensive campaign until they break upon us like waves on a rock, is several of these beastmen forces are kind of isolated right now and are not easily reinforced. So using our armies, we could feasibly, eliminate some of these forces and not have to deal with the bulk of the army.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember, these are steep inclines, or steep inclines. So as far as movement goes, the only movement that the beastmen that are in the center of the island can make is either through here or here. So that means this beastman is isolated, these beastmen are isolated, same with these, same with these, same with him, and same with these two.
It was just a thought, though.
I'm not disagreeing.
If we can purify that lake, what's stopping them from, unpurifying it or corrupting it again? Is it possible they could do that?
It is possible they could do it.
That's why I was just thinking we defend it.
You do know that they do have shamans. I mean, they're dark twisted shamans, but they have shamans, so they do have spellcasters.
Okay, keeping in mind that there are 2 additional armies that aren't listed as part of these armies right now. One being the Stone Giants, or actually 3 of them. Josh, your squad is another one. And Kara.
Yeah.
Kara, I will not count as being under control. I'm just assuming she's going to go hunting. Wherever she ends up being, just considered a bonus.
Unless she ends up eating one of your all's armies.
Whatever happened to Xavier? Where did he disappear to?
He is there with I can't remember Bree's character's name.
I think I have it noted here somewhere. Gwendolyn.
He's at Vorgoth's village. He's been doing things. Y'all haven't interacted with him, so y'all don't know what he's been up to. But I have not forgotten about him.
I mean, technically, I could add Gwendolyn and him to the group and have... That would make my party be 14 so far.
I just keep looking for people you can add, Josh. Like I said,
know!
Technically, Xavier could be an army of 1 by himself, and he'd be an army rating of 20. Sorry, 19, my bad.
I also need his spell eventually, Derek, for the
Which one?
mansion, because I got the...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because I actually got that spell.
Hey,
So-
I have the name of the one orc that I was talking about earlier. His name was Core. Yay for
So I'm
now.
going to move armies around here a little bit and tell me what you guys think. And if you can come up with suggestions, I greatly appreciate it and would put those forward.
To help you all out real quick, to show you where the hinge is, that's where the hinge is.
Okay.
What is the henge for?
The Stonehenge, that is where the apex or the center of her temple is.
So what happens if we purify that?
Well, that's
Okay,
the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal right there.
Well, that's the ultimate goal. Okay.
Yeah.
And all 3 of these Beastman warriors are on that
Yeah.
apex, correct?
All 4 of them, yeah.
All 4 of these guys.
Yeah, well, sorry, all 3 right there, and then the one is right down. Technically, let me move them real quick. You have 2 up there because they're up on the plateau, and then these 2 are at the bottom right there.
Okay.
So these 2 are at the bottom. There is, kind of pathways and whatnot to lead up to it. Of course, I didn't go super detailed into the map because no need, but it would take them time to travel up to the top of the plateau, where these 2 are at the bottom right down there by the lake.
So do you guys like the idea of Drake buying?
Any one of the animal lords can hold the waterfall, by the way, if you want to put one in there, because each one of them are demigod level and able to cast miracles and shit like that and bestow blessings. So they have it within them if you want to put. Same with the tree champion. Any of those 4 can be used to hold the waterfall and meet the requirements of holding it.
I'm fine with it.
Those are also your big heavy hitters as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Josh, what do you think?
Guard the witch where they are, or guarding the waterfall.
Activating the waterfall and guarding it, yeah. But he would do it in secret, so basically they don't know it's been activated.
So Drake would do that, and then then they would take on those forces.
Mm-hmm.
And then the stone golems. I'm going to go ahead and draw on the map, Derek. We can erase it later.
Yep.
Just to represent the forces that
Yep.
aren't here yet. And so stone golems and let's go with okay. This would be my suggestion for battle. Basically, these 2 guys become absolutely useless because they're guarding the waterfall, and if it's activated behind them, I mean, and Drake is actually successful in keeping it hidden. They're essentially guarding something that has no purpose, so I'm less worried about them actually responding to anything. My idea for battle would be this red one is considered the stone golems, and they should be a fairly powerful army. And this would be your squad, Josh, the green square.
So far, I have nicknamed Squad Alpha, but yeah.
Okay, so Alpha Squad. My suggestion would be I deploy to this southern entrance down here, maybe here, and I play defense. I go full defensive, and basically I'm resisting any beastmen that are going to either try to escape from this plateau or are going to try to reinforce this plateau. I also keep these 2 pinned down if at all possible, or engage these 2 to help keep them pinned down. Our big hitters strike out against the surrounding forces, and our stone golem and our alpha squad do basically what I'm doing to the south, you do to the west. Stone golems engage
Stand ground.
basically, yes. and then basically, Gavin and Nair teleport to the lake, purify the lake, and then basically hold the lake. You play defensive in the center there, holding the lake. And then we let basically, as we are holding these entranceways and bottling up the majority of the Beastman forces, we let the Animal Lords eliminate our surrounding competition.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they're done, we continue holding and let them rejoin us. And then stage 2 of the battle will basically be where they go past us and eliminate the and anybody who is not fucked up in terms of damage goes forward and helps fights
At the hinge point.
at the hinge at the forces that are in the interior of the island.
Yeah.
And then after we've eliminated all the interior, dealing with these few, Beastman squads would be relative child's play with what we have available. That was one thought process I had. What do you guys think?
I like it. I was all with the part of me and Nair going to the lake, purifying and holding it.
Another
I
option.
agree with this plan. Yeah.
Another option I came up with, and like I said, I'm just trying to give you guys options so that way you can decide which one you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
We overwhelm the exterior and try to draw people off from the center. So maybe I'll work with and who we work with here isn't set in stone, but maybe Alpha Squad ends the cat gauge here. Let's be honest, it's going to be close to that. And the stone golems and the spider, because the spider's an ambush. And the Wolf Lord is the strongest of all the currently awakened, so he'll still be by himself. And then we draw off whoever we're going to be successful in drawing off, and then you guys teleport in and take the lake. So that way, because the two that are up here will not engage you. They have to hold the...
Yeah.
They have to hold that. Otherwise, if they do come down, hell, abandon the lake and just teleport and win.
Yeah.
Because that's our objective point. So feasibly, they're not stupid, especially since they're being led by war. They're going to be relentlessly attacking. They're going to be berserkers. But they do have war on their side.
Mm-hmm.
They can't leave this objective with blank because you can teleport right there.
Yeah.
And war's seen us teleport multiple times at this point, so it's not like it's outside the realm of possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Expect a Sea Devil Legion in the lake, guarding that point, because again, war has seen us teleport multiple times. It's kind of our MO at this point. But if we do it this way, where we're overwhelming the exterior forces, one, it'll free us up a lot more quickly to be able to engage the interior forces. Or it could actually lead it to it so it's easier to hold the lake.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of up to you guys what you think is the best plan. Keeping in mind, Kara is going to be running around here, destroying what she can get a hold of. Destroying, hopefully, the beastmen she can get a hold of.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some interesting things. I'm gonna
Personally,
put one more.
lean towards the first one.
Same.
Okay. So
If worse
defensive.
comes to worse and I need to back off the center lake, you being right there, we can consolidate forces right there too. Or I could go to the west. That gives
If
me options there.
strategic wise, if I were you, if it comes to the point where you have too much pressure in the lake, I'd split up if I were you.
Okay.
You come down here and Nair comes over here. What was that?
Sam yelling at the dogs.
Oh.
She was asleep and they're playing and
They're acting like assholes.
Hi, Sam.
Dan says hi.
Hi, Dan.
She says hi, Dan. Well, you probably heard her. The eye I dropped right down there, that is the eye that Nair and Gavin can see.
So I'm going to be right next to it.
Sure.
Or is it up in the air? Like, I don't
It
know
is
where.
up in the air. It is up in the air. It's about 150 feet above the highest point of the island.
I still would put my stealth up against the eye any time.
Fair.
But what do you guys think about the hiring out of my dad?
That is the only way I would think Drake would help you with this because he wants you all to grow as well.
Yep. You have to have something that would either entice him enough to overcome that particular drive. Otherwise, he won't do it.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with giving him the blood and everything from the fang, right?
Yeah.
You're not
As a-
giving him the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Just
No, just the blood that's inside the fang.
gotcha.
The other thing I would add in on that is also letting him know I guess the location of the eye.
Role-playing wise, this is more for your guys' information, because Drake, upon making this deal, Drake turns to you and says, I will not interfere. I will not save you. I will activate this for you, and I will keep it activated for you. But that is all I will do. I will not lift a finger to help or harm you in any way, shape, or form over the course of this battle. This is your battle to win or lose, to get better, and to increase your force's strength and coordination. He'd straight up let you know that that's the plan. That's
Yeah. No, I would still Gavin would still warn him about the eye that he fears is watching
Now, one thing
watching from the sunken city.
Drake does realize he does have to proceed cautious, and you can take 20 on it, so I'm not going to make you actually roll. But Drake does realize he has to proceed with caution while in the radius of the eye. He can't see it. Actually, would he have a sight that lets him see it?
yes, he would have true sight.
True sight would not see this.
Does it give off any magical waves? If so,
It
he
does
would be able
give
to
off
see that.
magical waves. Yeah, you wouldn't see the eye itself, but you would see the magical aura of the eye. This is a very potent whatever it is. You would have to actually study it to figure out exactly what the eye is. Again, you can take 20 without, because it's not. One thing Drake notices, it's not actively searching for you, or you can tell that it's aware of your son and his companions. It's within its visual, but it does not seem to care about them. If you want to remain, it's observing. um, is what you get the intent of. It's observing. There is an immense amount of power behind it. I'm assuming Drake wants to stay hidden. That's why I say, but you do get the intent that this eye is well aware of your son and the companions in the armies massing against the beastmen.
Okay.
And there has not been any notification to the beastmen as far as you can tell.
Okay. Keeping in mind that Drake has like a full 24 hours to investigate before this battle goes down, and he will avoid the eye to the utmost of his ability. Is there anything over that length of time he can discover?
Go ahead and give me a Arcana check.
It's now a 30. Assuming the rule still stands from what I negotiated before.
Yes.
+3 for every additional
Yep.
School of Magic I master. Luck.
No.
Damn. 38.
It is infused with the very essence of Abaddon. There is an essence of each of the four horsemen and the adversary that ties to it.
Is it directly connected to the adversary?
Yes.
Okay.
With a 38, yes, you can discern that it is.
Okay, so this is what you guys will know this outside of game, but this is what Drake has planned. In order to help the Court of Stars, Drake is going to let Melora, Cord, Sarenrae, Archaon, and Gideon know about this eye. The intent being, at the culmination of this, like, Drake at this point is confident in his son's ability and his friend's ability to win this battle. He has to be, because otherwise, damn, did he fuck up in putting his faith in this group. So, that being said, because these are everybody of any significant power on the island, basically Drake is going to coordinate them and serve as their eyes and ask them basically for one giant fucking smite on this eye at the culmination of the battle. The idea being, if not a smite, then a debuff something. The idea being to sucker punch the enemy in order to give some relief to the Court of Stars who are currently embattled against the enemy.
I'm going to, because you're spending a whole 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With your 1,000 years you spent with Archaon, because while you both taught each other much. While you were a tactician, Archaon pushed you to the next level during that 1,000 years. I'm going to have you give me a couple checks here. Give me one of each spellcasting tradition, or skill of each spellcasting tradition, a perception check, and a raw intelligence. This is observing and reading the magical ley lines and getting intent of the enemy.
My highest one first. Luck. I'll go ahead and, because I should have 3 luck, so I'll luck that last one.
Okay.
Okay, so it would be a 41 for Arcana, 34 for Nature, and 36 for Occult.
Okay.
And then I'm going to assume Perception. I don't know what you want to have me for that.
Perception. Treat it as a 20, because we do actually need to get together and make Drake and do Xandric and all that. Because I am keeping track of time. Xandric is either going to break out soon or actually win or lose. All right.
So 36 Perception.
36. And did you do a religion check?
No, I did not. Natural 20.
Very nice. And give me a raw intelligence, which would be plus 10.
I'll go ahead and hero point that for Drake.
Okay.
Same thing.
All right. So because, and this goes back to last campaign, and again, 1,000 years with Archaon does teach you a lot. Reading motivations, what you know about Abaddon and everything right here. To the adversary, even Drake, Abaddon, or Drake, Archaon, Cord, y'all are basically bacterium to him. You literally nothing to him.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a site of going to be immense death and power released. The adversary has started taking effect and had been doing a few different things with this eye, with it being centered here and your son here. With the amount of power, and this is probably disturbing to Drake. And again, this is just to help Speedy, because you said you spent 24 hours here thinking about all possibilities and things like this. One, it could be a giant nuke. Release it, boom, whatnot, there goes. While that is a possibility, it's not likely. Another possibility would be it's waiting there for Melora to be summoned forth and then taken out of the picture. Because this is her actual sanctum here on the mortal plane. That is a possibility. But the one that seems like a true striking blow, one that would tip greatly in the favor of the enemy, is to erase. And with the power that it has, power that it can gather from the conflict here at hand, could, in fact, erase the dealings that the Oathbinder families have done.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
So I'll let you discuss and figure out how you want to proceed with that right there, because you have two possible targets, and the enemy being ever changing can be either one of them, wiping Melora completely out or erasing the Oathbinder dealings. Both are truly devastating. In my opinion, one's worse than the other.
Well, fuck yeah, because that means all the 4 horsemen can now interact with the mortal plane. Directly. Like, manifest. And the other deals that I'm thinking of that could get erased, yeah, that would be a bad thing.
Yeah. with you
Um,
also empowered by the 4. Well, this eye is, anyways. You don't have any power on multiple scales that are going to be released here that it is going to use to amplify.
when you talk about the souls actually doing it, is it
The
the
souls are the giant bomb, or a giant aura, or
where it's actually sucking them up? Is it the souls going to the river it Styx that it's allowing it to suck it up?
It hasn't sucked any souls up yet, and the errant souls that are around, as I told you a couple sessions back or last session, of the chance that it would erase the family deals and it would lower the percentage chance of freeing your father completely down from 40% to 20%.
so feasibly, we could heal my mother or empower my mother. Out of game, it would be healing the lawgiver.
Yeah.
And in game, healing my father, knowing what final battle is to come, and the fact this is in game, so he's speaking to the group or to Archaon and Gideon. If we were to fail in our fights, struggles against the ultimate adversary, is going to end up being the 3 greater gods that are going to end up needing to face them. My father, my mother, and Bokop. This would give them a better shot at being able to resist. Because if we defuse the bomb, like you're saying, Gideon, and I'm all for that, if that is the route we end up going,
Mm-hmm.
the bomb's still there.
Why not? Why not go ahead and do both?
Because we need a
Archaon.
trigger in order for mine to work.
I say Archaon, since he directly has seen and now knows what Gavin has become, would probably blatantly ask Drake, since now Drake has been in contact with them most recently. Do you think Gavin and Nair would have the strength to take in, if not all, a number of souls that wouldn't allow the bomb to go off?
To help this out right here, one, the Reapers, for you to be able to do this, and both Archaon and Drake would be the ones saying this. The Reapers would not be able to be a part of this battle. They would be the ones collecting the souls, and they would be taken to yours and Nair's domain. To keep them from possibly ending up there. Because you're talking about thousands of deaths transpiring. You would need your Reapers to be able to, and you need some place to house them.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have a domain now. Minor domain.
Drake says, feasibly, I could cast or attempt to cast. See, here's the weakness of what the enemy's trying to do. It's essentially, yeah, they have grenades in D&D. He's essentially built a grenade. The weakness of a grenade is if you can prevent someone from pulling the pin, the grenade is worthless.
Mm-hmm.
I have access to soul magic. I can essentially feasibly keep that pin in that particular hole, assuming that the only trigger is the souls. It isn't, because if this is not a trigger, instead it's a landmine. Well, someone pushes a button on there, or a bomb. It isn't just impact that will cause it to detonate. It could be feasibly detonated from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm keeping the pin from being pulled, I can't help create the lightning rods. So it becomes a question of, can you two, plus the two other gods, feasibly manage the lightning rods yourselves?
Why not? I've been waiting a while to introduce this. As you all are discussing this,
It's like, I'm confident I can manage a lightning rod. Because one, I'm bloodline connected to my father, and two, hell, I could probably serve as a conduit if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also the only one that's able to do soul magic. Like, even Gavin and Nair can't do soul magic. I'm the only one that could feasibly keep that pin in the grenade. If it is a grenade and not a bomb.
there is a moment where everything just stops. All of you notice that, or those that can see the eye and sense the eye, it seems as if the eye is clouded for a moment. Your perception is brought to a large boulder that a old man in grayish robes sits.
Bocob.
He looks at you, all of you, and he extends his hand, and there you see what would be a metal staff. He lets go of it, and it floats to the center of the group. A rod to direct the energy to the lawgiver and the one who is birth of chaos itself. To restore what should have always been. I give this to you to achieve. Oh God, I lost my train of thought. I give this to you to achieve your goal. He just sits there, waiting for any response.
From what I understood, this rod would help direct the energies to both the Lawbringer and I keep forgetting the other name.
The Lawgiver and the Chaos Bringer.
Chaos Bringer. Sorry. They would help direct the energies to both to where we don't have to do the blood on the chains.
He looks at you. Is that really the question you wish to ask me?
Will this break the balance?
It will keep the balance, fortify it in ways that it has not been in eons.
I'd look at the group and the two people that are standing here. Bocob is not only the god of magic, he's also the god of balance. It's a very important question.
Yeah.
Will the enemy be able to overcome this diversion? The reason I
Yes.
ask is whether or not it is more worthwhile to prevent the explosion, or is it more beneficial to risk it all on redirection?
To risk it all on redirection.
Who needs to crash that? It was a stupid question. I was going to ask who needs to wield
You
the staff,
actually
and I'm like,
see, you see a smirk, a slight smirk cross his lips.
I have achieved the unachievable. I have made the Bokob uncaring smirk. I win the game. I was about to ask who needs to wield the rod, and then I realized, wait a minute, I'm linked to both the lawgiver and the chaos bringer. I literally am the only one that can wield the rod. That was going to be the stupidest question I could have asked.
With him being an over deity, he could probably read your mind or get where you're about to ask, and then you like stop, and he's just like,
Why are you getting involved now?
For once you have proposed a plan that brings balance back.
So he's sick of us tilting everything in one direction or the other, and he's just happy for a change. We're balancing it out. Got it.
Any other
the
plan?
motherfucker was implied there.
Any other plan that y'all would have gone with, he would not have appeared right here. But because you actually introduced a plan to redirect energy both to law and chaos, that would bring his attention to you.
So I look at the Gideon and Arcan. I say, so we're going for it. We're going for broke. All or nothing on the redirect plan.
I mean, Gideon laughs and says, "When do we not?"
You have no idea how often I've hedged my bets on plans. There is no hedging this particular bet. It's pretty much a success or fail. We succeed or we put ourselves at the biggest detriment we could possibly put ourselves at.
I know plenty of battles that we have fought that it's either been success or fail, no matter the plan.
Because I let you think they were success or fail. I say joking.
I would agree that this is the best course of action. Archaon says.
Then between you two and the two gods, you need to bolster me. Okay, so this is the way Drake is assuming this is going to go. You can tell me if I'm wrong, Derek. Because I'm about to be riding the lightning to a severe extent.
Oh, yeah.
So my guess is I use the staff, I establish the link to my mom and dad. Energy strikes the staff and me because the staff helps me direct it. I'm going to be going through a significant amount of pain and damage, so the gods and Archaon and Gideon basically need to keep me from dying. damage-wise.
It is going to come to a series of rolls.
And bolstering any buffs they could
Yeah.
possibly give me. Which,
Uh,
luckily, it's Gideon, so buff Manic 1,000.
It is going to be a series of rolls to see, one, if it succeeds, two, if it succeeds and Drake survives. Because I want you to understand this. You are harnessing enough power to either kill a greater goddess, wipe her from existence, or erase the deals that the Oathbinders have done over the millennia. There is a chance, depending on your rolls, that you do succeed and you live, you don't succeed and you live, you don't succeed and you die, and you succeed but you die. And I mean die. If you die from this, there is no coming back.
In order to give my best possible results, I asked Bokob, what's the chance of getting Xandric here?
I was just about to.
Teach me what I do not know.
One plus one is two.
Oh, you...
Well,
sneaky
Gavin
little
is gone.
I have a
Sneaky
question
little
for you,
bastard.
Eric, out of game. The redirect powers of the of Xandric, would that have worked too?
Theoretically can, yes.
Just a thought. I'm not here.
I'm not here.
Huh, okay. I say. Oh, he sucks. My character is assuming he's talking about soul magic.
That is what he is talking about.
Because all the other magic he should have access to.
He does.
Son of a bitch.
You want him to step into the cage Xandric is in to pull him away from famine. Keep him enough mental health to aid you in this. That is his price.
You have no idea how... No.
He just sits there. He does not look angry. He does not look displeased.
He's Bokob then caring. I got it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I just can't do it. I really want this magic to die with Solon and Solon alone.
Or
I'm
Drake,
giving
you
it
mean?
to Bokob. Or yeah, with Drake. With Drake. There's only two people that have it.
The Prime Deity and Drake.
You know? And
Prime Deity wants to destroy everything, so you know he isn't going to give it away.
And on top of that, I'm not confident if Bokob doesn't begin to teach it. Because he wants magic to grow. And the only way it grows, the only way he collects new magic, is if people are actively studying and developing magic. He's very much like Ayun in that particular regard.
Yep.
where he doesn't care about secrets. And Solon does not want soul magic to get out. Solon actually believes soul magic getting out might lead to the level of destruction that the enemy is trying to cause. Because the amount of energy that is involved in souls is unimaginable. That's why gods want them so badly.
Yeah, think of like, at least this is how I view it, and I tend to run it. Your weakest, most pathetic soul that is worthless has enough power of a nuclear bomb.
And there's lots of souls.
Yep.
And
And
not all
the
of them.
greater the soul, the more powerful it is.
Imagine going to the hells where they use souls as currency and just cleaning out a demon lord or two. You can begin destroying realms with that kind of power. Yeah, Drake has to say no.
I mean, that's probably something the adversary, if he gets free, will do. But that is not something the adversary will give to his minions or anybody, because if they change sides, they now have the power to undo what he wants to do.
And Solon currently is the only one that can counterspell,
Yep.
and he's trying to do that soul destruction thing, which was kind of basically my plan. When the final battle with the enemy comes on, Solon's entire job is going to be counterspell.
Drake's, but
He
yeah.
casts this, Drake. He casts a soul spell, counterspell. He casts a counterspell. You don't understand, counterspell. That's it. What do you do for your action? I prepared a counterspell. Yeah, so that's that. Anybody else have any questions for Bocob?
This is an entity of unimaginable fucking knowledge, and it makes Ayun look like, a student just going to college to learn to be a teacher.
You have a professor versus a student, basically.
Yep. A professor with all the degrees.
Versus a
Except for
student
one.
studying degrees.
Yep. He's missing one. Now you might be able to, appeal to, his side of keeping that knowledge to himself, but that is going to be extremely hard.
Because he wants it developed. And the only way to develop is to give it out to people to develop it.
You would have to offer him something even greater in exchange for never revealing that knowledge. Because he also does collect knowledge for himself so he can improve. His main portfolio is the evolution of magic. But
Okay. Derek, I set up one ritual before this battle happens. Because I'm about to piss off the enemy to a severe extent.
Okay.
This ritual, if the enemy either erases me or destroys me in response to this ritual goes off, and Bocob gets and I do this, like, this is the way that, for order of operations, Derek, this is the way this happens. This ritual gets cast when Drake gets revealed to the enemy. So I'm going to basically have this spell in hold, and I'm not going to cast it until I'm actually in the sight line of the enemy, so the enemy knows I cast it. Because I want him to understand what I'm casting.
Okay.
I'm assuming I can make that work.
Yeah.
It would just be 2 delayed spells.
Do you inform Bokab of this?
No. Because Bokab would engineer my death then.
Wait, what's your life insurance policy?
Well, the enemy I'm basically buying a life insurance policy versus the enemy. Bokab, on the other hand, does not get told because uncaring works in multiple ways.
Yes, it does. That's why I needed to know.
Not that I'm not saying my mom wouldn't be pissed. Not that I'm saying my dad wouldn't be pissed. Ironically giving balance because they're both pissed in the same direction. But I'm not sure that's the kind of balance he wants. But yes, I do cast. Just so you are aware, like I said, the knowledge of this magic goes to Bokab should the enemy strike me down.
Because you do need somebody to be able to counter that shit.
Exactly.
Okay.
If I fall before the enemy, Bokab ends up taking my place. But Bokab is not to be told.
Okay.
Or contingencies.
Right.
That's the name.
Yeah. All right. So, is there anything else you two wish to ask him? Archaon
It doesn't
has
have to just be about the situation. It could be basically anything.
You have his interest until you no longer have his interest. Archaon isn't the type to ask him anything because he believes in his own strength and the strength of his people. He was pushed to
Correct. There is something
godhood.
that he would ask.
What's that?
Is there a way to reverse the demonification?
Oh, yeah, there is one.
Because he's seen his people that are in the northern part of the island
Yes.
being corrupted, and that's not his magic. So asking is not outside of the bounds of his strength overcoming anything. It's resisting an outside taint.
He looks at him. Become the icon of your people, and through that you can purge the corruption from them. And that's all he says to him. Drake,
Become a god.
well, it goes beyond that. To become the icon of his people, he must take the place of the 7 fallen. You already know he's on rocky grounds with the fallen.
Yeah.
But he also still holds to tradition. But Drake does understand the meaning of what he says, and so does Archaon. If he did that, that would be a war on his guys. However, that would propel him and, Melora's and whatnot level. You get the idea that it cannot be Cord or Melora because they are not their people. They strongly have, distanced himself and cut off ties to the gods outside of Anal.
Drake also theorizes that was the intent of the Oracle the entire time. Why Archaon needed to be saved.
So, Gavin, do you have anything? Because you are the three there.
Or Gideon would be.
Gideon,
And-
sorry. Who all is there?
Gideon.
Gideon.
I mean, Drake knows that Gavin wants to talk to Bocob at some point, but I guess
Drake
not
wants.
gonna-
Drake knows what?
As I had talked to you before, you had told me that
Oh.
the only one who would
Possibly know about Chiron.
would be Bocob. So you're the only one out of that knows Gavin wants questions that.
The younglings has. I don't know when the answer. You are the only one I could think of that might know the answer. It's about Chiron and his imprisonment.
Told him